Once, in a small village, there was a little candle that sat on a dusty shelf in a forgotten corner of an old shop. The shop was filled with grand, shining lanterns that boasted of their ability to light up entire feasts. Their flames were strong, and their glass casings sparkled, catching the light of the sun. One of the grand lanterns proudly announced, "We light up the grandest celebrations. We bring joy to the biggest occasions." But the little candle sat silently, watching all the attention the grand lanterns received. It felt so small and unimportant, with its tiny wick and soft flame. Every day, the villagers came into the shop to buy lanterns, but no one ever noticed the little candle. It longed to shine brightly, to be the one to lead the way, but it felt hopeless. "I am too small. No one will ever choose me," it thought. The grand lantern seemed to shine with such confidence, while the little candle just waited quietly, wishing it could be as important. The other lanterns seemed to whisper among themselves, their flames flickering with pride. "We are bright enough to light up great halls and grand feasts. We are indispensable." But the little candle sat in the corner, unsure of its place. It asked itself, "Why am I so small? What is my purpose? Will I ever be chosen to shine?" But then, one day, a storm rolled in. The sky grew darker and darker, and a fierce wind howled. Rain began to pour, heavy and relentless. The villagers hurried to finish their chores, hoping to get inside before the storm got worse. Then, suddenly, the electricity went out. The whole village was plunged into darkness. The grand lanterns, which once shone with pride, were now useless. Without power, they couldn't give light. The villagers stumbled in confusion, trying to find their way in the pitch-black streets. Some ran into trees, others tripped over rocks. It was chaotic. The storm raged on, and the darkness seemed endless. Everyone was lost in the shadows. In the midst of this confusion, the shopkeeper rushed into the store. He searched desperately for something, anything that could provide light. His eyes scanned the shelves, looking for a lamp, a torch, something. And then his gaze landed on the little candle. He grabbed the small candle and lit it. The tiny flame flickered to life, casting a small but warm glow. The shopkeeper held the little candle high above his head and stepped out into the storm. The villagers could barely see, but they began to follow the glow of the little candle. It wasn't a grand light, but it was enough to show the way. As the storm continued to rage, the shopkeeper and the little candle led the villagers through the dark streets. The wind howled, the rain poured, but the light from the candle never wavered. Step by step, the villagers followed the glow, their hearts lifting as they saw the light ahead of them. The little candle was guiding them to safety. After a while, the villagers reached the safety of the town hall. Everyone was safe, thanks to the little candle. "Thank you for showing us the way," they said. "Without your light, we would have been lost." The little candle had led them through the storm. It didn't matter that it was small, or that it didn't shine as brightly as the grand lanterns. What mattered was that it had made a difference. The little candle's light had been enough to guide them through the darkness. For the first time, the little candle understood something important. It didn't need to be the brightest or the biggest. It didn't need to boast about how great it was. All it needed to do was shine, no matter how small its light was. And that light had been enough to help others. The villagers returned to their homes, safe and sound. The little candle was carried back into the shop, where it sat proudly on the shelf. It had a new sense of purpose. It no longer felt small or unimportant. It knew that even a small light could shine brightly in dark times, leading others when they needed it most. It didn't matter that the grand lanterns were bright or beautiful. The little candle had found its true purpose, to shine when it was needed, no matter how small or humble the light was. And from that day forward, it waited with confidence, knowing that when the darkness came again, it would be ready to shine. The story of the little candle teaches us an important lesson. Even if we feel small or insignificant, we all have something valuable to offer. In times of darkness, even a small light can guide others. You don't need to be the biggest or brightest to make a difference. It's not about how grand or powerful you are. It's about how much heart you put into shining for others. Never underestimate the power of your light, no matter how small it may seem.